Several years ago, I was called by an American Buddhist, a man who works on a team of people who underwrite the Dalai Lama when he comes to the United States and speaks in various situations. They were having a big meeting on compassion and peace, bringing together 750 clerics or Muslim imams, sheikhs, Buddhist monks, Hindus, a couple of rabbis, a Catholic priest, an Episcopalian, a church historian, and they asked if I would come and also help represent Christianity. And I said to the man, I don't do that very well. I'm not a good representative of Christianity. He said, well, what would you represent? I said, well, I'm just a stubborn follower of Jesus. That's all I know. He got real quiet, and then he said, well, I think that's better. I said, I do too. So I was part of the 14 people sitting around the Dalai Lama that were to speak on this afternoon in San Francisco. Dalai Lama spoke for a long time, and then they introduced each of us to do our thing. Well, I was scared. I didn't know what to say. I'm praying my better prayer, help. And then I realized I'm going to be the last speaker of the 14. Well, that's a great place to be, actually, when people have been seated for 3 hours talking about love and all this. Finally, they introduced me. I realized something. No one had mentioned Jesus all day long. So I come up, and my first line was, I bring you greetings in the name of Jesus. It was like the air came out of the room. I mean, it was unbelievable. People didn't know exactly what to do. I said, it's only right that Jesus is here. I mean, Jesus doesn't have a system of do's and don'ts and hurdles you got to jump over to get through. He's a person of peace. He's a person of love. He's not owned by Christians or Christianity. As a matter of fact, he's all-inclusive. He'll work with anybody. Well, you could see the shock on people's faces throughout the room. And then I continued to say, as I've learned to follow after Jesus, I've realized that Jesus believes that what the world needs now is not love. And when I said that, I stopped, and I'm telling you, Dalai Lama got nervous, everybody got upset, didn't know what to do, because we've been talking about love for 3 hours. And then I said, he thought we didn't need love. What we need is more lovers, people who act out love. Dalai Lama, great sigh of relief. Several of the dignitaries there in the front, oh yeah, I'm with you on that. Well, as I continued, I finished up, gave a blessing that may Jesus fill your hearts and minds with peace and joy, his love and his goodness, and it may he join us together into a movement that can change this world. Well, they went crazy. They loved it. A man came up to me afterwards, an American Buddhist, a very prominent one. He grabbed me, hugged me, and he said, you know what I think you're saying? I've never heard Jesus like this. He says, I think what you're saying is Jesus trumps everything. I said, you know what? I'm going to use that the rest of my life. You're right. Jesus does trump everything.